Good evening. This is a video response to Robert184, 2 R's and 2 B's I believe, from www.Gundam.tk. Yes. So I figured I'd fill you in on what I'm kind of doing right now. What I've done is I've taken a little bit of inspiration from Versus Z, whose channel you can see on Versus Eclipse I think, or is it still on Z-Verse? I'll put a link up. Basically, I've been taking a little bit of inspiration from what he's doing with his new 00 Quanta from the brand new Gundam 00 movie, and sort of started to apply that to one of my older models, the Gundam 00. Now, there were a couple of things that I wasn't quite too happy with when I first built the model in the first place. I ended up running out of my Mica Blue spray paint, which means the GN drive holders didn't quite turn out as nicely as I had planned, as well as the GN condensers, the GN windows, turning out to be a different colour to what was first advertised. Originally, when I first built the model, I was using action figure preview pictures and the early Gundam 00 designs as a reference, and I chose the cyan blue, which they've been using throughout the series, as the new colour for those GN windows. And it was only later on that the windows became green, I think, in the later figures, which means the colours were completely wrong and not quite anime accurate. On top of that, I noticed there were lots of little places where I hadn't actually detailed. There were lots of areas which could have some more grey here and there, which is what I've taken from Versus Z. He's been adding a lot of details and colours and grey panel lines and colouring in sections, which actually manages to make the colours that are already there pop very, very well. And so I've applied that idea to the Gundam 00, and I'm suddenly finding a lot more detail and intricacy than I had previously thought that there was. Now, I'm still not 100% happy with the model as it is right now, not the model itself, but my build. The GN windows right now look, to the naked eye, very, very nice bottle green, because I've painted over the top of the GN windows with the clear green, whereas originally underneath is still the clear blue, where I painted that, as well as the aluminium foil, which I've used as a reflector. Now, it works very nicely to the naked eye. It shines beautifully and is, to my eyes, a clear bottle green, but under the camera flash or something to do with the cameras, it still appears to be blue, which is very, very unusual. On top of that, there's also the GN binders. I'm not sure what you would call them, the housings for the GN drives, which are a bit like wings here. They still need a new can of spray paint. I'm going to have to probably sand those down later on. But as an experiment on copying what Z-Versus was doing with his extra grey to make things pop out, it's certainly turning out to be a huge success in that area. I'm very happy, especially with the side skirts, which were originally just pure white, quite bland in comparison to the rest of the model. But once I added the grey as a kind of ink wash and also painted the larger exposed areas and then cleared off the excess, I've got a very, very nice and interesting piece of side skirt now. very, very good. I'm very happy with that. Also, the red parts which were on the kit have had extra coat of red to make it a little bit more lustrous. Lustrous, yes, not lustrous. Lustrous, as well as the other clear parts having a top up or an extra coat of clear colour to make them stand out more as well. Now, I'm not sure if that's something which only I do because I'm being neurotic and strange perhaps, or if is there anybody else that goes back to earlier models that they've finished and add to it and change it. I don't know, in most cases when I finish a model, normally you've put in so much hours and work into it, you finally reach the finish line. You never want to turn back normally, but in the case of this 00 here, especially when the G windows are the wrong colour, and I still hate the way the binders are not quite evenly coated. I'm going to have to really sand that down. It's something which feels almost refreshing to take something which you had regrets about and turn it around. It's like I'm building it from scratch all over again. Very, very nice. In fact, it's tempting me to buy the 00 condenser version that's coming out with the movie, despite the fact it's the same 00 just with another silly extra part. Although it does come with the Orizer, which I don't have yet. Anyway, so this is me signing out, and thank you to Robert184, 2Rs, 2Bs, and thank you to Z-Versus for your 00 Quanta. Good luck with that. I hope it turns out as good as it's looking right now.